Good morning. Also, that wasn't the Halloween introduction then, so... no. We need to change that. Nice! Anyway, welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham D, and I am joined by the man that we call lots of names when he's not around, but when he is, we call him Bibby.
I am here.
I'll read.
How
do we sound? Does it sound good, babe? Does it sound
yes.
great?
In my head, it sounds okay. However,
what about all the other voices?
Well, that's it. I don't know where I'm not here, so 3 or 4 times now.
I know.
But I've taken your settings on yours and duplicated them onto mine. Dave said it sounds good. There we go.
Crisp.
I used to have to fluctuate the volume because obviously you're way louder than I am when you...
no!
So then you would come through to this mic. So we used to have to skew it, and I think over time it's just moved itself a little bit too far. So, yeah, they are matching at this moment in time. If it does sound like you're duplicating because we're talking louder or something, then I'll go back. But in my ear, it sounds fine. Dave said it sounds fine, so I think we're good to go.
Nice. Let's go. Well, anyway, welcome into the stream. If you don't know who we are, as it mentions on the screen, my name is Graham Day. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads in true ice creamy fashion. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. We do say so ourselves. Anyway, we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions on those stories, but we also want to hear your thoughts and impressions. If you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. We then want to hear your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how the whole thing works. As mentioned, we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.
It's a little bit of an ish.
It's 1:45, so it's not quite 10 a.m, but it's 10 a.m-ish, depending on how big the ish is. And our ish has quite a lot of eyes at the start of it, because it's an animated emote. I know. So yes, please do feel free to get involved, because we are live on Twitch, where we go live each and every single weekday, but the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, and Spotify, and SoundCloud, and Google Play. There is lots of places where over 165,000 people have watched and listened to this podcast on demand. So please do feel free to get involved on behalf of those. Before we jump into the show, as always, we want to thank our sponsors. As you can see, they're listed like there and over there. So shout out to !Astro, !Insert Coin, !GT Omega. They all sponsor our channel. They all get involved with giveaways. And speaking of which...
Ooh, yes. Asset created, copy created, waiting for the go live.
Just waiting for the sign off. So, do you know what? We're not going to tell you which one of our sponsors has set us up with a giveaway, but whoever it is, proper sound.
It is proper sound.
Sound.
Yeah.
Sound.
Proper sound.
Anyway, nice. So yeah, we'll jump into things. Before we do, one more final reminder, ! Loot drop. See, watch it, ! Mic drop. Oh no.
Some pills that can help with that.
! Loot drop. If you're a sub to our channel, you get included in each monthly giveaway. This month's giveaway is going to be a copy of FIFA 23 on the platform of your choice. And if you've already got it, you can get a hat. And if you've already got an Ice Cream Uploads hat and FIFA 23, well, unlucky. You won in the wrong month. Yeah. Let's put it that way, yeah? Yeah. Nice. I'll read, Pip.
Good afternoon now, Graham.
I'll read, Pip.
I'll read.
Shout outs to Phony Asteroid, who says after morning ice up-ish. Shout out to Timeless, who's in the chat. Shout out to Fatman Dave, who told us the mic sounds crisp. Aging Superhero says morning-ish.
Yeah.
It's mornish. Mornish, mate. And Ad says ear molding headphones. Top smart. I don't know what that is. See, the thing is, when you're using chat, you don't get to see the emotes, so I'm going to have to click through and see what it is. Nice. Yeah, nice.
Also, shout out to Big Hamish for the 16 juicy raiders during our countdown, which we absolutely missed because we can't see it, and because it's obviously the countdown's playing, we can't see it with the chat system and stuff like that. But shout out to Mr. Hamish and 16 of you beautiful guys that came over.
Nice, we appreciate you all. If you've just dropped in with Big Ham's Raid, then as we did mention, you were just in time for the introduction, but this is our live recording of our podcast. We do this 5 times a week usually. We do work in the video games industry, so we aim for 10 a.m. It's usually not 10 a.m. It's whenever we can fit in around that. 10 a.m. we were getting set for a conference call this morning.
Absolutely.
Well, a meeting. It was a conference call, I suppose. We did have a Discord dial. Anyway, we had stuff to do, so we do bring you the streams whenever we can around that. We aim for 10 a.m. It's usually late morning, early afternoon-ish. Sometimes late afternoon-ish, but we're busy people. It is what it is.
Well, Fridays, was that the latest that we've ever gone live? Because we finished at 4:45.
Yeah, I think so. Oh no, maybe it was. Because I think it's in the region of like 3:30 was the latest. But if that wasn't the latest start, I think it was the latest finish. We might have finished quicker when we started later previously or something like that. But yeah.
Well, the last 2 times that we've been in this studio, they've been like 20-minute scoops, and then they've done one news story, and that's your lot. We've got
Because we've got
a
call in a minute, yes. So, which is great news if you are Gaming Nacho, because Gaming Nacho does listen to our podcast on demand. Obviously, he doesn't get to watch because he's streaming right now. You can check him out twitch.tv/Gaming Nacho. But Gaming Nacho listens to our podcast when he goes out for his evening stroll. And sometimes when he looks at his stroll and he's like, I've got 20 minutes, so this has got to be a quick walk. Nice. Sometimes it's like, oh, fuck, an hour and 40 minutes.
We'll have to do a 3-hour one just to keep him out. Keep him out there.
We'll have 50 minutes of podcast, which we can cut for YouTube, and then we'll have like 2 hours and 20 minutes of like, no.
I mean, that'll be great. I'd definitely tune in for that, even though I was on it.
Also, shout out to Gaming Nacho yesterday. He took quite a while because Royal Mail...
a set of bastards, they're always on strike.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with the strikes, but I don't agree with our people not getting their stuff. So if you can just strike for everyone else, that'd be nice. No, shout out to Gaming Nacho, who opened his box for the enjoyment of other people yesterday. ! Discord. You can get a link to our Discord in the chat if you're not already in there. But he did post a picture. We sent him. I was going to point to this, but this is actually Manny's hat. This is the Manny and Toby Illusion hat. But we sent him a blackout ICU baseball cap. And because it took us a couple of weeks to get that, because it took a couple of weeks before we sent it, because we were out of the office. Bib rudely had some time off and stuff. It was horrible. I mean, imagine. But because it had been delayed a few weeks, we thought, do you know what? Let's not just send a hat. Let's throw a bunch of shit in there as well.
What is in my drawer? Set of 3D glasses.
Pot noodle.
Pot noodle.
Out of date brown sauce.
Standard. Yeah, I think it was in date when I put it in.
I'd say I was thinking that, but it was actually 2nd of September it went out of date, he said.
Okay, so give or take a day.
Yeah, so...
That's unlucky.
So,
down it.
Yeah, so someone in his stream yesterday was like, out of date, down it. So I was like, that's amazing. And a pin badge from Zone of the Enders, which is a game that we've worked on in the games industry. A USB stick shit like a bullet, which ties in nicely with PUBG, even though it's from Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts, so a completely different game. We worked on that too. So just and a sticker from Euro 2016, a 6-year-old half and half sticker of, I don't know, it was Griezmann and Giroud or something like that.
Yeah, he wasn't too impressed with that, was he? Because he's like, I've just got some footballers doing football things.
Yeah, who is Anthony Griezmann? It's Antoine Griezmann, Nacho. Out of date HP sauce. Yeah, it was on my desk. He was like, why? He's like, how have you got an out of date HP sauce? Because doesn't sauce stay in date for like years? I was like, yeah, it was on my desk all the way through lockdown. All the way through lockdown. I got a ketchup and a brown sauce kind of thing with a butty order or something, and then it just remained on my desk for like 3 years. So I was like, oh, okay, that's going in. I mean, if not, it would still be sat on my desk.
Both the mics are live.
Nice, but mine's not making any volumey things.
No, it is.
Nice. Okay, we're back. Loud noises.
Who's listening to that on headphones?
No one anymore.
Oh, static.
Yeah, we get that occasionally. We don't know what it is. Like, this is one of those magical things. Do you know what, actually? If you think our studio setup is good, I mean, it is. It's fucking amazing, by the way. Just saying. If you think our studio setup is good, I was listening to Kind of Funny this morning, and I'm quite excited because Kind of Funny is, for those who don't know what Kind of Funny games is, or Kind of Funny videos, if you're on YouTube, Kind of Funny is basically a bunch of journalists that used to work for IGN and the likes that have gone into making their own content, and they have basically been watching our stuff.
Absolutely.
Even though this show is inspired by Kind of Funny Games Daily. They have been watching our stuff and have decided to do a new studio reveal and opening, which we've done, even though they have been talking about that for years as well. But anyway, their studio opens up the 14th, this Friday.
Right.
But they were talking about, one of the things, it was Tim was talking about, I've been in the studio, I've been putting it together, and I've seen like it all working perfectly, and I've seen it not working at all. And then the bits that resonated with me was, and then I've seen it working and then just stopped working for no apparent reason. And I've seen it not work and then it just started working. And I'm thinking anyone that ever makes their own content can fully relate to that.
Yeah.
It worked and now it just doesn't. Or it doesn't, but now it does. I don't know why, so we won't unplug it.
But they have a Kevin, don't they, to run around and literally put a load of fires out as things are going on. So yeah, I can't wait to see more of that. To be fair, it's been a long time. I'd probably say 9 to 10 months where I've actually watched a kind of funny stuff. Because what it is, because obviously this show was inspired by what they do, because they do it very, very well. But I've stopped listening to, because I felt like at the beginning when we started doing this 3 years ago, it started to influence the way that I was starting to talk about stuff, because I was thinking, actually, that's in the periphery of my mind, because they've already sort of spoke about it, because everything happens in America earlier than it does over here.
It's funny as well, because like I still listen in. But it's funny to hear, like, when we have stories first and then hearing them say the same things that we say, thinking, yep, okay, we're clearly on point, because journalists on the other side of the Atlantic clearly think the same thing as us. Okay, jumping back in the chats. Ooh, studio stream. Good morrow, Tito. Out of date HV sauce. And then everyone we get to the audio issues. Ouch, what the fuck? That says, by God, it's CM Punk. I'm assuming his intro starts with some sort of like static. Okay, there you go. Back. Me, I'm now deaf. Nice. Fuck's sake, nearly blew my headset. You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, I was chatting with Timeless yesterday, so I dropped into Timeless' stream, and I could hear people in game, but I couldn't hear the game audio, and he was like juggling things, and Timeless said he went off to tinker with something, fixed it so that you got game audio without an echo, because that was the issue, the game was echoing, and game chat, and he's like, there's something, I don't know what it is, but if I set it all up before the stream, I get echo. If I set it up whilst I'm live, I don't get echo. And it's like the joys of content creation, ladies and gentlemen. I've done exactly the same thing. I've gone 1, 2, 3, and it's gone, nah, mate. And then start streaming, you go 1, 2, 3, it goes, oh yeah, oh, you should have said, yeah. Fuck's sake. Joyful. So we can relate. So if you do ever get deafened by the loud microphones and ice cream uploads, it's absolutely not us just trying to keep you in the room, even though maybe it is. It's just the internet. Nice.
Any objections to me turning off that aircon, because it's fucking freezing in here? I've got like a chilly ear just on one side of my face. It's either that or I'm having a stroke, one of the two.
I mean, I've got a t-shirt on and my insert coin hoodie and a baseball cap, so I'm laid up, so I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, I've got one chilly ear, like the rest of me's fine, but just my ear, I can feel it breezing.
Okay, chat, shall we let Bibby turn it off? Shall we let Bibby turn it off? Or should we keep it on and then flick his ears towards the end of the stream? Timeless says, yes, I object.
Okay.
I don't think he's on board with it, Timeless, for some reason. Just in case you didn't hear that, he was quite far away from the microphone, but he did indeed say, fuck him. So, flick, says Dave. Okay, sit down, babe. No. Oh, nice. Just in time for our first story. So we are here to talk about video game news, not to make Bibby brave the cold. We are here to talk about the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories. And we are starting with what could potentially be a substantial story. Fans think that Phil Spencer has been at it again. Those of you that may have seen an Xbox Series S, the little white console, is small enough to hide on a bookshelf, and Phil Spencer did exactly that before anyone had ever seen it. The people didn't realise it was hidden in plain sight behind him, and it looks like he might be at it again with what people are thinking is the new streaming device, the Xbox Game Pass Cloud streaming box device dongle thing.
The Game Pass dongle, that's what it should be called.
Yes, so that's what people think it is. That's where we'll kick it off. We will then jump into more detail about Game Pass. Apparently, and this is a technical term, it's kicking ass. It's shitting all the dosh, apparently.
The ass.
Because Microsoft has generated $2.9 billion from Xbox Game Pass last year, according to regulatory documents. Then we'll jump into Twitch, who have also generated shitloads of money and want to keep it all. Nice. That's not the article. It's Twitch has responded to the controversial revenue split, saying 70-30 is not viable in the long term. That's the conversation about Twitch pushing to a 50-50 revenue split. Every pound a streamer makes, Twitch takes 50%, the streamer makes 50%, whereas YouTube does like 70-30. So Twitch has responded to that, saying it's not viable to do that kind of split. And then finally, Square Enix Montreal, it was snatched up, was it a couple of months ago, has rebranded as Studio enema. No, not enema. That's fluids in your ass. Onoma. That's what it is. It's Onoma, not enema. That's something completely different, babe. God, why would you
not
say
me googling
that?
it before it went live, saying, "Isn't that something that does this?"
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, I found like someone with like half, like not even half. It was like belly button down to like thighs of like a dummy on a bed with a tube in its ass. I was like, yep, that's definitely an enema. Nice. Okay, first news story of the day, written by Matt Wales. Just make sure we're in the right place, you know.
Can I have that chat PC mouse?
This one?
Yeah, I thought I'd put the chat bot on.
No, you can't, no.
But it's not on.
Okay, while baby's doing that, I'll just move us around, just make sure. Oh, do you know what? Actually, is it? Yeah.
And we're back.
Okay, I went the wrong way again. Yeah, I did. Fuck. So... I pressed the X button.
He just did it off his own peril.
It's fucking a lot of gravity in these rooms. Nice.
He's got the giant magnet. Please work. We're in.
Let's go.
We're in.
Chatbot's back, baby.
Oh, that one's not in.
No.
It's fine. Chatbot's in.
Ah, no. Ah, no. Okay, fans think Phil Spencer's shelf is teasing the Xbox Game Pass streaming box, but Xbox tweet hints even at an old prototype. So Phil Spencer, maybe if I move my own article down, I might be able to read it. I was looking over there, but it's fine. Phil Spencer's shelf is at it again. Ever since it was discovered that Xbox boss had secreted an Xbox... Secreted? Is that supposed to be secreted?
I don't know. That sounds more...
Because a secrete is when you like ooze stuff. Like if you secrete
sex
oil,
appeal.
like, you know, I mean, thanks me. Anyway, ever since it was discovered the Xbox boss had shown off an Xbox Series S in plain sight behind him during a video interview months before the console was announced, fans have been scouring his furnishings for teasers of more future reveals, and speculation is now mounting that Spencer has just revealed Microsoft's long in the works Xbox Game Pass streaming device on Twitter. Spencer shared his latest shelf photo earlier today, writing, quotes, "Vault Boy left the shelter and stopped by my office to celebrate the Fallout 25th anniversary." End quote. Conspicuously, though, the Vault Boy statue that's supposedly the focus of the tweet is far from the focus of the image. Instead, the photo continues shelves upward, revealing a mysterious Xbox-branded box fans have so far struggled to identify, and which many are speculating might be the Xbox game streaming box, codenamed Keystone, announced in 2021. As described by Microsoft in an update on the project in May, the as-yet unseen Keystone is intended to be a low-cost device enabling users to play Xbox cloud gaming titles through any TV or monitor without the need for a console. Great, yeah, fucking great. Just got himself an Xbox for Christmas. Fucking wow, nice. Reports on its exact nature have varied. Some claimed it was a stick-like dongle, others a box, but whatever it was previously, Microsoft said it was pivoting away from the then current iteration to refocus on a new approach. Little has been heard from Keystone since, but the project has now returned to the spotlight thanks to the mysterious white Xbox-branded box now glimpsed in Spencer's latest photo. It's certainly small enough to be some sort of game streaming box, being barely wider than the Xbox controller beside it, and it's clearly inspired by the Xbox Series S aesthetic, but frankly, without more to go on, it could be anything. And indeed, guesses have gone way beyond a streaming box, with some suggesting it could even be a version of the Xbox Series S external disk drive that popped up in a Microsoft patent earlier this year. As if we're in a world where we're getting plug-in disk drive
again
stuff. Like,
is this 2006?
It's like fucking, what was it, the HD DVD plugger? Nope. Of course, now would be perhaps a shrewd time to begin promoting a subscription-based game streaming box, given the prominent discourse around the technology following Google's recent decision to shut down its ill-conceived Stadia service. But for Microsoft's part, the only follow-up it's provided on Spencer's tweet and the mystery shelf object so far came from the official Xbox Twitter account, which wrote, "Now what did we say about putting old prototypes on your shelf, boss?" So yes, whatever it is remains a mystery for now, but feel free to join in the speculation fun until Microsoft makes it otherwise.
It's not very big.
yeah. I mean, you can go for the pause to to let us know that you were making something that was obviously going to be innuendo-able, in the hope that we wouldn't make the innuendo-able noises, but we will.
It was just it was to taper expectations. But yeah, it's the CD drive. It's not going to be that. It's 100% not going to be that. It does look. You know what? It does look like an old Xbox faceplate. It's got like the little IR reader there from the 360. I don't know. It could be. What's it going to look like? Because it looks like a Kinect as well. There's so many different things. That's what she said. Microsoft Freeview says ads. Secreted. Also says to hide. Secreted. Also means to hide.
Oh, secreted. Okay, so I've never heard the word secreted before. I know is it spelled the same way as secreted? Is that how you spell secreted? As in to secrete? Do you know what? We don't care. No, there's enough to talk about in the show without asking if secreted is spelled the same way as secreted.
But yeah, 100%. This is going to be something. This is a two-pronged tweet. I think that this is definitely, the focus isn't just on the fact that Fallout is 25 years old. I believe that there's something at play here, whether or not it's the Alan Wake Xbox 360 faceplate that he's got on his shelf, whether or not it's the whatever that is on the top shelf. I can't work it out. In fact, I'll bring it up on the screen for everybody else so we can have a proper deep dive.
Yeah, take it.
I've got a little pointer here as well, so we can. Right, so this is the bigger picture, shall we say? Xbox 360 faceplate there, Alan Wake, Bosch, limited edition.
Do you know what? We're gonna hack the world. Oh no, we're not. It auto resizes to the picture. Boo! It zooms everything else in, but keeps the picture small. Boo!
So this is what's at play here. I mean, for you guys that are listening to some podcast gaming, actually, you're gonna have absolutely no idea. But this is what people are talking about on the top shelf here. In fact, that actually looks like it's been photoshopped, if I'm being honest. That genuinely looks like a...
It's kind of hard to say, like... do you know, actually, I'll come back to studio. If you go back to the article...
cool.
And then go up a bit more, and then click on that. There we go. And then
it's blurry as shit.
Yeah, it's because it's zoomed in. So I'll come back there. So we can see it zoomed in as much as it can in the article. So there it is. There. It looks. At first glance, you can definitely see the Xbox Series S sort of crossover. The left-hand side, even though it's blurry as fuck, I imagine that's the Xbox X sort of logo that you get on like the power button sort of thing.
Yeah, looks exactly like that.
The right-hand side almost looks like a USB slot, maybe? I don't actually know.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't look like it has any real depth to it. Using the black line behind it and the slight variances in colour that we've got there, bearing in mind it's not high def, it looks almost like a block, like almost like the thickness of a mouse kind of thing. If you was to have it on its side, so it looks like an oblong, rectangular sort of shape. Like
it looks like a Kinect. It looks like the same shape as what the 360 Kinect was like, but that could just be a 3D printed version of the Xbox Series S, because, like you say, the right hand side is. It looks like a USB port, and then, like you said, the power button's on the left, but it just looks like a very small version of
a Wii remote. Yeah, that's the same sort of size.
Yeah, a Wii remote. Yeah. So
good call.
Yeah, I think he's just playing with us at this point. I don't think that this is anything untoward. I don't think he's trying to show anything. I do believe if there was to make a streaming stick, they're not going to make it look like a Series S. They're going to make it look something completely different. Why would they do that for not their flagship product? They're going to do, if they're going to make a streaming stick, they're going to, you'd imagine, if they wanted to make it look like anything, it'd be the Series X rather than the Series S.
Yeah, and if that's an old prototype of what? Because the Series S is like 4 or 5 of those in terms of actual area.
Might just be a miniature.
Square, cubic area kind of thing. But like, would there have ever been enough technology in that size. Like the Series S is like almost like the size of a DVD case, but thicker. That's significantly smaller.
Yeah.
It's like 25 to 20% ish of the size of a Series S. So you'd never have got everything that's in a Series S in that. So what could that
have
be?
Anything in it. You see my Mega Drive mini collection, haven't you? Not the one that has an HDMI cable. It's literally just a case, and it has a stick that goes underneath it to put it on a stand, and then the remote. Like, it's not. It hasn't got any gumph inside it. That literally might just be a little small miniature. But I think this is why he's put that there for in the first place, so we can have discussions like this, and it could be meaningful.
The thing is, though, is like they called it a prototype.
Yeah.
So not a model or something like that. And prototypes are usually working models, or attempts at working models. So I'm not. I don't know. I mean, maybe I want to believe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm Fox Mulder. I believe. And maybe it is just a bit of something and nothing. But there's too much for me. Like the full picture that Bibby brought up in the tweet, which I can't open because fucking cookies and shit. But the full picture is that what you can see on the screen now is only half the picture. Why would you have 4 shelves, which includes the big ass sword from The Witcher? There you go. There's the full picture. The big ass sword from The Witcher, all of the other awards and stuff for Microsoft, and all that and the other. If you were, nope, Twitter's just not having it. Come on, Twitter, you can do it. We believe in you. Oh, there we go. So we've got Life is Strange in there. We've got the Logitech Xbox Cloud device. There's all of the other bits. Why would you have all of that stuff if you were just talking about what he's talking about, which is the Fallout 25th anniversary? Congratulations to Fallout and Bethesda. Well, Square Enix would be like, oh, nice one. Wear it there with Life is Strange. Let's go. The Witcher sword at the top, they'd be like, yeah, let's go. We'll have a bit of that. CD Projekts are like, fuck yeah. We'll do the 25 years. Alan Wake's in there as well. You'd just be closer to Vault Boy. And Phil Spencer knows how to do social media. And if he doesn't, the people around him know how to do social media. I don't feel like stuff like this happens by accident in that sort. Oh, there is actually a 1S there, isn't there? It's still on the shelf behind Halo Infinite.
Right there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, though, because he knows now that everyone looks... that when there's an Xbox conference, they're freeze framing him when he speaks on YouTube. They're pressing pause, and they are looking behind him now because they know... Well, he planted the Xbox there originally, and people obviously just didn't know about it. They just wasn't paying enough attention. But now every time there's a conference or whatever, every time he shows his office, people are trying to be so eagle-eyed. And maybe this is just a joke because he knows that people are looking for something in the background and waiting for any kind of media to come from his office. They're looking for stuff like this. Like obviously the Logitech Cloud that only got announced 2 weeks ago. Give or take. 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's obviously on his shelf as well. Then some other... Is that the Kojima stuff? That's Death Stranding right there in the middle. So...
Yeah, that's Luden's. They're at the Kojima Productions. That almost looks like Lucid Sound headset as well in the middle. I don't know if it is or not.
And then obviously another Pit-Boy, Vault Boy, sorry. Like, I think this might be a double bluff.
I mean, it could be. It could be. Because if he was just tweeting, congrats to Fallout for 25 years, this would not be the lead story on the scoop. But now it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're still not talking about Fallout, but media value, they've definitely got the impressions out there. So it could be that level of genius.
But this kind of feeds into your narrative as well, though, with the fact that Xbox has replied to Phil Spencer with haha, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So, but comment. So he posted it at 4:33. How quickly did they respond? They responded at 6:19. See, that's something as well. Like they might have seen, in theory, knowing how we would do things from our side, from a social media standpoint, we could have put that first tweet out and seen if anyone would have noticed. And Xbox's tweet 2 hours later could be them sat there going, "Shall we sit on the responses and see if anyone acknowledges it? And then if lots of people do acknowledge it, then we can put, what are you doing there, boss?" So, I mean, I don't know. There's loads of ways from a constructed PR point that you do lots of things from our perspective. So we work in social media management, and you put together your social media campaigns quite often you will put just enough of a thread for people to pull on, which allows you to then kick the rest of your campaign in motion. But then you also need separate things there. So if you put a thread and nobody pulls on it, you need to find a way that you can pull that thread yourself to make sure the campaign goes. And that Xbox response could be a bit of both. It could be a case of people are already pulling the thread, so we need to, it's getting too big too fast. Or it could be not enough people are pulling the thread, so we need to make people realise that there's something there.
Some of the gifts to this has been quality.
Do you want me to bring them up?
No, because I need to scroll and I don't know if all the other people, if there's dodginess on this, I ain't having that on channel.
Yeah, exactly. We'll leave it.
Dr. Evil doing this. Prototype.
Laser beam.
Mr. Burns laughing. Excellent.
Takes welcome in, dude. He says, Graham and Bibby need shelves. I mean, I've got shelves. They're just off to the side. Bibby's got shelves and they're just stuck full of stuff. He also says, who was that playing the guitar at the top? It was Bibby, actually. Phil Spencer's a big fan of the... he's actually got the acoustic, the first ever acoustic playthrough of Free Game Friday. Yeah, he's
got the demo.
So I mean, the key thing to notice as well, though, from that picture is it looks like Bibby's stood in like dry ice. It's not. It was...
Go on, carry on.
What were you going to say?
That was from me when I was painting Stars in the Rise.
no, I was going to say that's from the intro video. That's a that's, free game Friday. Nice. Okay, let me go back up. Talking about secretions. Mouse is... Oh, fuck. Wrong mouse. I might have just clicked something. I don't know where the mouse was. I just clicked... nice.
Okay, we're still live.
Let's go. Okay, can't find it.
I think you have to click first.
Is
it on the thing behind us? Yep, it's... keep going left. Keep going left.
Do you mean...
there you go.
There we are. Nice.
He was on the back wall.
Yeah, I could see it on that screen over there. The thing is, where we are sat, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 screens in front of us, not including the phones either. 9 screens, 4 keyboards, 3, 4, 5 mice. Let's go! And a partridge in a pear tree. Okay. Hey all, is that a Nintendo? Switch / Wiimote, as we've already found out from Phone. It looks like a memory bank. It does a little bit. A 2 terabyte hard drive.
Ooh.
External hard drives from Xbox. Something that works with the Velocity architecture. I'm not sure that'll be possible, though, because we've already had the SSD. What, an external SSD?
One that's capable of, rather than the peripheral one that you put in the back of it, which I did actually see in CEX for still £150. Was it called proprietary?
Proprietary is the name for like their own, made to work with their hardware kind of thing. So
a USB 3.0 just SSD.
I'm not sure it'll work though, because like just what they were. So for those that don't know, the Xbox comes with, let's just say, a terabyte of space. I think it's a terabyte, but you can expand your storage space using a proprietary memory stick made by Seagate. That means it's made specifically for the Xbox, which means it's got a high cost. But it's got a high cost and made specifically for the Xbox because it uses the velocity architecture, which means it has the same read-write speeds, so you can keep things loading as fast as they need to get all of the benefits of the next gen stuff. But USB doesn't have that technology. So maybe, I mean, it could be. I'm not going to say no. I mean, I feel like there's technical limitations there that I'm aware of that give me enough of a doubt for it to not be that. But I also, there's a lot of technology that...
Would it not make that proprietary cartridge, shall we say, because it looks like it's a cartridge size that you put in the back of your console, like a hard drive, will that not make that redundant if they made something like this?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's 4 terabytes or something like that. Switch Pro is just the Stream Deck 2. Exactly, mate. Size is not everything, guys. No comment. Graham and Bibby don't actually exist. They're deepfake constructs of Northerners. Yep.
I'm a hologram. I'm actually in my office at home. Graham's in his office at home. We are just holograms. That's how good and advanced this studio is.
Yeah, we're in our office at home in Oxford.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not really Mancunian. He's not from Huddersfield. It's just an act.
No. Bloody hell.
Oh, God damn it.
Michael, please refrain.
Cool, blimey.
How are Bibby and Graham in the same studio? What wizardry? This is just absolute green screen spectacular. 100%.
Absolutely.
If it is a cloud stick, it doesn't need to be chunky. Just look at Stadia's dongle.
Yeah.
Point. However, there's been lots of conversation about that in terms of Stadia still has a bunch of latency issues and things like that, because a lot of people are saying if that was even just a calculator size, a Stream Deck sized device, then they could take some of the processing away and put it on the front end, which will help. I fucked the Stream Deck here, by the way. They could take some of the processing away, which will help with that. And if you are Microsoft and you have to deliver... What are you joking at?
Nothing. I was just waiting for that to start collapsing because it's not gone in the right place.
Is it not? Ah, okay.
You go push it.
So, yeah, it's a good point. Stadia's dongle, like, it basically just works on a Chromecast for those that haven't seen it. So we got one at first, which, like a fucking weird hockey puck sort of thing or something hanging out the back of the TV.
I mean, did you touch it after you finished using it?
It was just
oh my God.
warm your hands over it.
Mate, you could cook an egg on it. Genuinely put a pan on top of it and it'll cook. It was red hot. It's like whatever thermal paste is being used on that, use it for everything, because I swear to God.
It was toothpaste.
Yeah. Like it wasn't, obviously it was red hot, but it wasn't exploding, so it's obviously doing something. But yeah, Christ.
So, like... You look at the best devices.
How have you not changed that yet?
I have changed it up to 5 minutes. Clearly, I need to touch it even more often than 5 minutes. So, like some of the best devices, like some of the more heavy-duty ones, like your Apple devices and stuff like that, have a little bit of a set-top box. And Alexa has those weird sort of boxes and things as well now. Because... You can have it USB, but if you get it to do just a little bit more lifting, then you can build it out. So maybe that's what Xbox are doing. We want something small enough that can just hide away. But
there's Fire Sticks nowadays that you can have RetroArch, like, applied into it. I was going to say, installed into it. Where is there Fire Sticks that you can plug USBs in with an OTG cable, like an OTG, like an on-the-go cable, where you can have it charged in one, and then like an external USB being plugged into the other one. I'm sure I've seen that on YouTube where people have got RetroArch running on their Fire Stick.
I'm not an illegal hacker, babe.
I own all my games that I play on RetroArch. I own them all.
He owns all the downloads.
I own all the downloads of every game ever from every single console. But yeah, I'm fairly certain that you can actually do that with the Fire Stick. So even if it was Fire Stick size and it had that kind of processor inside it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but
that's what you did. Pass me that. No,
what?
the mouse.
What,
I think you moved the notification down because Viv's just subscribed for 9 months and I only seen new. So I think the browser source has been moved down.
We will find it.
Yeah, Streamlabs, it's been moved down.
Boop.
There we go. We're back.
Nice. Welcome back, Viv. Let's go. I'd hit replay on that, but
we can't hear.
There's no. I don't do it off that anyway. I do it off the Streamlabs. Anyway, Viv, thank you very much for the baby. 9 months in which Bibby bore the bastard baby and Graham can he bother? Aye, exactly. I thought that too. Nice, mate.
Where are you going to go on
about? Yeah. So I mean, there are dongles that exist, but. Still, the more powerful ones have a chunkier box on the end, so that could explain the need for that. It could be a dongle of that sorts, maybe.
Simple Gamer, hi, bye. It's like the what's it called? Abe Simpson walks into a bar, puts his hat, sees bar, puts his hat back on, and walks back out again.
Hi, bye, Simple Gamer. Thank you very much for dropping in. Important messages up here. Nice sword though, correct. Good afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon, Gagad.
Hey, Gagad. We see.
Also, I've not even considered this. Do you know what? I think we've just cracked it.
Consider it.
Viv has cracked this. Don't forget, those shelves are angular. They have corners. Xbox has corners. PlayStation is buying Xbox confirmed.
Confirmed.
Ooh.
Viv coming in with the hot sauce right there.
I mean, nice. It did look like a fire risk I thought you was going to say Fire Stick.
Yeah.
USB-C ZX, or if Elon gets hold of it, it will be USB-X. Velux. Is that not a roof window? Oh, that's a Velux. Code Red, good afternoon. Welcome in.
Hello.
Welcome in. For those that don't know, check out Code Red, by the way. Do drop a follow on them. I was watching Code Red last night, playing PUBG. Well, they were obviously casting over it, but lots of people playing PUBG at a level that is only a few levels below mine. So they'll get there one day.
Is that why you're not invited?
Yeah, it's a bit harsh if you ask me, but you know, I understand. Can't fake that Huddersfield accent. I know, no matter how much I try. Can't get rid of it. We need some fact checkers in the chat immediately. Same accent as me, so I know exactly. What up? How's it going? Good to catch the stream. Welcome in, Mr. Demos. How are you doing? I have RetroArch on Xbox.
So do I.
Is that the Stress S?
Yeah, on the S. Yeah, it's honestly. Like, the Xbox Series S is the perfect system. Out on the market, there is no system that is better for its actual price point and capabilities. The only downfall is the 500GB SSD inside it. If that was a terabyte, fantastic. If I could afford, or everyone could afford, it's like what happened with the Vita. You know what I mean? With the proprietary memory cards that came with that were like fucking 90 quid.
What was that
for
like?
About 16 gigabyte.
What they were, yeah.
It was well expensive. But yeah, for pound, Xbox Series S is the best console on the market in my honest opinion.
Bibby swore by the Xbox Series S, so I went and got an Xbox Series X because, I mean, Bibby game reviews, most of the big games, Bibby go, oh, that's a great game.
Do the opposite. The opposite.
But I think Series S he actually does have covered with that one. So yeah, Philly boots. You can mod a Raspberry Pi Zero to work in a dongle format. We've done that. Events, we were back in the day before Fire Sticks and things like that, going in and plugging in like a modded Steve Raspberry Pi into the back of the TV, and people at events going, is this going to blow up the TV? No. Or at least we don't think so.
Yeah. No, as you pull out a fire extinguisher and put it on the side of it.
Just leave that there.
We've got a fire blanket over here, don't worry about
it. Appreciate you dropping by the stream. Do you know what I don't appreciate? Is you guys sending me to someone in a training lobby last night. Honestly. Sat there in bed, watching the stream, just laid back like, this is nice. And then they took me to someone who's fuck. No, I appreciate it. Shout out to anyone that drops a raid on anyone else, whether they're in the training Robbies or rot. Still can't wait to cast Graham and the ICU squad in the tourney. Lotus IGL in. Oh, I mean,
it won't be me included in that one. I'll get my cheerleader costume with the old pom poms in the background. That's the only way that I'll be joining that squad.
Lotus IGL in. Imagine if Lotus had to properly IGL with us, because it's all right when we play we don't have an IGL, because that's kind of why it works, because we all, not necessarily on a game-by-game basis. For those that don't know IGL, that's in-game league, by the way. For those that don't, like, we don't have an IGL on a game-by-game basis. We have, like, a 1 minute, I'll go, okay, we'll go this way, and then we follow where I'm going. Like, that's how a lot of people play it. But I imagine in a tournament, Lotus, it would be him trying to like, herd fog. Like, how would you keep idiots in check? So I feel sorry for him if he did have to try to do it. Yeah. Anyway, I only play PUBG these days, for the fold-up mountain bike. Same.
No stabilizers.
Next ICU Invitational when? I'm sure I'll get a call this time.
How do we block someone?
I mean, part of me wants to go maybe soon, but part of me thinks it's Tito as well, so he's not going to get an invite. So how do we? This is awkward.
If there's anything like he's defending.
I know. Although to be fair to Tito, he can have a great game and he doesn't shout about it. But if he has a shit game, he shouts about it. So even though he might be in your chat telling you shit when you're playing PUBG, he also does the same to himself. So at least he's consistent.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for, isn't it? Consistency.
I'm very well, thank you. Not sure you guys know of my last gamer tag, but I just switched from Sergeant Moto 614. Just throwing that out there. Well, I didn't know. But now we know. How's Saints Row going, baby? Did you finish the story yet?
I haven't. I am ploughing through it. Not at a rate that I would like to. But with me getting involved with Battlefield, and obviously we're allowed to say now that we've been playing PGA as well, I haven't really got time to play anything else, because I've been waiting for PGA for so long that this is the game.
When is the PGA review embargo?
That was yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Also, okay, in that case, then you're enjoying PGA, babe.
Mate, I said when did I say that? It was on. Not the review embargo. It was the review. Sorry, the stream embargo was yesterday. The review embargo was when we was putting our videos out. So I was sat there on Sunday going, I really want to tell you what I'm playing, but I can't. And then I thought, Yes, I can. Because we've done freaking 3 reviews on it so far. So yes, I am enjoying playing it. I can't wait to show you more. Fucking idiot. Played myself.
I have the Xbox Series S from the PS4. Definitely a good transition. I went from PS4 to PS5 because, I mean, I've stuck with the best side of consoles, so it's up to you.
PS4 Pro, which kept on exploding.
I went from PS4 to PS5. There may have been a bonfire or 2 in between, just to keep ourselves warm. We don't talk about the PS4 Pro. It didn't happen. I know our raids are subpar, so it happens. I once raided some guy because he was playing PUBG and he was chatting away and stuff, and it looked like he was there, but he was just dual streaming from Facebook, so everyone in his chat was just being ignored because he was talking to like 2 people on Facebook. I was like, fuck, I wish I could take you all elsewhere. You've more the chance than I have, even with my 2 hats. His defending's better than that penalty taking.
Listen, right, I got clickbaited, and I seen this to Graham before I went live. I got clickbaited by Bowser, the massive prick.
He's proper triggered.
Honestly, I was about to go in there.
Tyson, be there.
Yeah, I was going to fucking start going in there.
The massive prick.
The big stiff idiot. He clickbaited me. He was like, when one of the boys in the chat says that he could take penalties, I was like, I don't want this penalty. I don't know. It's fucking. The ball was flashing green. I was like, what the fuck's this? I got lumped on corners, and I just seen this massive line. I was like, what's this about? Like, I don't take set pieces in these games. Throw-ins, yes. Goal kicks, maybe. But fucking lumping me in a penalty, and I go, I don't want to take it, so I give it to somebody else. They give it back to me and go, kick this ball, babe. And I go, poof, have it. You go, I'll P-roll it to you. And then he goes, and then he fucking clips that, and then goes, oh, when one of the boys says that he could take a penalty, it's like, I fucking said I didn't want to take it. Oh.
But he's not bothered.
No, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I'm fine. I'm over it. Bowser, you prick.
You big stiff idiot. Yes, I'm waiting on PGA 2K23 to come out. I pre-purchased. I think in a week it comes out, unless you're a bib. I mean, I have it as well, but I haven't.
It's out on Thursday. 14th.
I haven't played it. Is it? Oh, it's Thursday the 14th. I thought it was Friday. Okay, there you go. Because
wait, is the 14th Friday? Yes, it is. It is. Yep, confirmed.
Oh, well, it's the same day as the Kind of Funny Studio-ness. Nice.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I'll be playing PGA then.
Is it as good as Wii Golf?
Yeah. No.
2K, by the way, it absolutely is. Just in case you're watching, please give us the love.
Wii Sports Golf looks great. I want to play that. But yeah, PGA Tour is the bomb. It's amazing.
PC is the way forward. Says Sheep EU. Sheep_EU. That's not Sheep Fragger, right? Right? If it is, welcome into the stream. Or is that Sheep Fragger? Have we had a name change? I want to see. I mean, you've been in the chat before. Interesting. The PS4 jet engine, no comment. I just couldn't hold out the PS5 prices demand. I gave it for the Costco 289 Xbox. Thought it was a good deal. I couldn't. No, it is. It's an exceptional device. It's an exceptional device. I mean, I was in the position where I'm not buying it. Daniel's buying it for me. Yeah. Nice. So I went for the X. But I
have an S. Is fantastic. Yeah. It's literally just a Game Pass machine, which is fantastic.
Definitely. Good choice. Definitely. It's a huge step up from the PS4, 100%. Triggered? He's not triggered, he's fine. I have you guys on mute as I'm on a work call. I know you're probably insulting my FIFA ability, though.
No, not at all.
We were actually talking about Pibby's FIFA ability.
If I had anything about me, I'd have changed the title at the bottom of that to say, we're not talking about Tito's defending or something like that.
It's that one. I was going to do it, but do you know what? It'll take me that long. I'll leave it. Instead, what I will do is show you how. Do you know if I had a bag?
Super People's out today. I did not know that.
I did know that, but only from last night because
is it full price?
I don't actually know how much it costs, but last night I tuned into Halifax, who plays PUBG, and they were talking about Choco Taco. Someone in Halifax's chat said Choco Taco might go back to playing PUBG, might give it another try. And Halifax is like, imagine that. We've all been playing PUBG for weeks, and Choco's not been around to play with. and the day we go and all play Super People, Choco Taco comes back to PUBG. Is like that's a creative mindset. That everyone else has left PUBG behind. I'll take all of the views, please.
Oh, it's free to play. Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was going to be free at launch. I knew it was free in early access stuff.
That's
but I didn't know. As I was going to say, if Tito is watching us on mute, I want to show you how. Do you know if you give me a bag of chestnuts, how I would hold it up? This is just for Tito's viewing pleasure, because I would literally grab hold of it like that, and then I would to see if the chestnuts were like there like that. That's what I would do if I was doing that. But yeah, let's peel it for Tito. Nice. Tito's going to be sat there in his work call like.
That completely caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck? What is he doing? He's strangling a chicken or what's it?
What, strangling a chicken? What, like? Nice.
Oh god.
So Sheep EU, are you Sheep Fragger or are you another sheep? Do we have multiple sheep in the vicinity? Welcome in, dude. Have you played it? I've not played it. I would like to play it. Big fan of PUBG. And it has occasionally play it, whatever, you know. It has taken, let's just say it's taken a lot of inspiration from PUBG, but it's also put some cool bits in it as well. It's also put some bits that I don't like the superpowers, but the revive system and stuff.
It just got people in, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No comment.
Composure.
I'm just Sheep EU, no Fragger. Just checking. Yes, let's go have a fun game of people. Refuse to use the superpowers, we'll just call it people. Nice. Thoughts on the new COD? I didn't actually play it despite being given early access by Activision, but Bibby did.
Yes.
Thoughts are World?
Yes, it's. I do want to play a bit more of it. I want to try and get good, but first impressions is way too. Is it the cool kids term? Twitchy? Is that what it's called nowadays? Where it's just really fucking fast and I can't.
Yeah,
keep up.
That's what I call it as well all the time.
Yeah. Definitely more of a Battlefield player. Definitely, that's me. I like to take my time.
I'm definitely going to be playing some Modern Warfare. Yeah. Definitely. I'm just going to snap myself out of the mindset of no, I'm going to play some PUBG now. I'm going to go fuck that. I'm going to play some Modern Warfare for a bit so I can try it. It might work to just make me feel. Do you know what? I'm definitely still in the PUBG camp. It might not, but I'm definitely going to make myself play it. And then we've just had a proper foot in mouth moment from Funny Asteroid. I hope there's no Welsh people with all these sheep about. And then Sheep says, I am Welsh. Yeah.
Well, my foot is still in its shoe. It's Phony. It's Phony's fault.
Nice. Okay, we're going to move on to our next story, though. So we have been talking about the Xbox Game Pass streaming box. Let me just... where is the discussing now bit now? Is it that one? Yeah. Nice. Okay, we'll take that off so we can jump into our next story. Sticking with Xbox and Game Pass, this time from Chris Scullion at VGC. Microsoft generated $2.9 billion from Xbox Game Pass last year, regulatory documents suggest. This is the Brazilian regulator. Actually, a Brazilian regulator reveals financial figures for Game Pass on consoles. That's the tagline. So the actual article says, Microsoft generated around $2.9 billion in revenue from Xbox Game Pass subscriptions on console in 2021. It's been reported. Fast. Nice. As spotted by TweetTown, a lengthy report by Brazil's Administrative Council for Economic Defense, CADE, on Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard included a small table revealing the information. According to the table, of which Cade says the source is Microsoft itself, the Xbox company saw an income of $2.9 billion worldwide from game subscription services for consoles, meaning Xbox Game Pass. It's worth noting that actual profit is not revealed in the Cade report, and the revenue figures does not include PC Game Pass. As noted by TweetTown, this means Xbox Game Pass made up roughly 18% of Microsoft's total annual Xbox revenues, which is $16.28 billion, and nearly 30% of its games and services revenue, which was $12.581 billion for the period. The table also claims that Nintendo Switch Online saw revenues of $932 million last year, while EA Play reportedly took in $356 million. No figure was given for Sony's game subscription services, be that PlayStation Now, which is now defunct, or the revamped PlayStation Plus, which what?
Which were?
He's from Yorkshire, which were presumably too new to have had figures submitted. The information was given as part of Cade's report, explaining why it had approved Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard with no restrictions. Do you know what? We'll stop there. We'll jump back over to us. $2.9 billion just on consoles, not including PC, and obviously not giving any figures on how much of that is profit, but $2.9 billion in revenue in 1 year for Xbox Game Pass. Is that big? That's what she said.
I don't know, because it says 2.9 billion at the top. Let me reread it. According to the table which caters the source is Microsoft itself, the Xbox company saw an income of 2.9 billion worldwide from game subscription services for console, meaning Xbox Game Pass. And then a little bit further down, it says, as noted by TweetTown, this means that Xbox Game Pass made up 18% of Microsoft's total
Xbox revenue.
Yeah.
So that's that. So that 2.9 billion is just Game Pass.
Yeah.
The 16 billion is hardware sales and console peripherals. So the Xbox Elite controllers and the people that are still paying for Xbox Live and not paying for Game Pass and stuff like that.
So you call it 3 billion for Xbox Game Pass, and then the other 8 billion from games and other services. So people are still going out and buying single games and whatever service that is adapted with Xbox, whether or not that's Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, is that bundled in with it? Is that all part of the same package, you reckon?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, just to clarify that. So when it said the games and services, so that 2.9, we'll call it 3 billion, is out of the 12 billion for games and services. So that's 30% of it. So 1/3 of its games and services revenue is Xbox Game Pass, and the rest of it is other services. That may not include Game Pass Ultimate, because it does also say about just being console. It doesn't have any figures for PC Game Pass, so maybe it is, because it depends on how they wanted that cookie to crumble, because Xbox Game Pass Ultimate does account for revenue on console, so
and
maybe
Xbox Live,
Gold.
So it's like a triple threat, which makes me think that I don't know whether or not that would skew the numbers, because with that £11 or whatever it is that you're paying, you get your Xbox Live Gold, you get your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which means that you can play games on your console and obviously on your PC as well. So I don't know whether or not that would skew the stats, or whether or not this is just based off of Xbox Game Pass for just your console, or Xbox Game Pass just for your PC.
It depends on what argument they were trying to make when they want to share these. If they want to make it look great, they will have included Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, because they want to show it's got 2.9 billion. This is how great it is. But if they wanted to make it look small, which means that they're not much of a market shareholder, which means, do you know what, give us the Call of Duty because we need it, because we all know then they won't have included it. So it depends on how they were trying to present themselves within this. But either way, $2.9 billion, when you compare that to the other figures in the industry, if you add Nintendo Switch Online revenue, and that's not profit, just revenue, and if you add that to EA Play, you get about $1.2 billion, whereas Xbox on its own for Game Pass has $2.9 billion. That's nearly 3 times as much.
EA Play number surprises me a lot, because I reckon that the most of that money comes from when people are, because I never had EA Play before until this. Well, I hadn't even updated it this year. I only used it this year because it was part of my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So I got to play 10 hours of FIFA on my Xbox. I still haven't activated my PlayStation one yet, ever. So I could get that one for 99p. But I reckon when Xbox Play comes in with something like a new Madden, a new FIFA, a new NHL game, or whatever it is, that like, I imagine Need for Speed is probably going to be under this as well when that comes out. Like, people will be doing the trials and that. I reckon whenever the new games come out, that's where people are going to be subscribing for. Very much like Netflix now. There's nothing worth watching on Netflix at this moment in time. If you've watched Dharma, there's probably nothing else currently on there that you haven't watched or you want to watch for comfort again. So me, for instance, I won't resubscribe to Netflix now until the next big thing comes out on it, because why would I want to subscribe for
just paying for the facility? Yeah, maybe I might want to watch something when I'm not watching something.
I was doing like the £14 a month one because I wanted it in 4K. Why am I paying for that when I'm not watching anything on there? It makes no sense. So I imagine people are activating this as they go through for either new games on Game Pass, new games on EA Play when they come out, or the worst one out of the lot is one, obviously, that people who are heavily invested in Nintendo Switch Online isn't great.
It's crap. Merc! Hey guys, Merc, thank you very much for 5 months. That's for those that don't know. That's the artist formerly known as Mercenary_Xbox. It's actually Merc UK now. I think you'll find. Merc, thank you very much for that.
So yeah, Nintendo Switch Online, nearly 1 billion. I think if you are someone who has a Nintendo Switch, you're probably. Most people's second console, isn't it? It's either your primary or your secondary. It's usually not something where you'd buy it and then probably not play it all that often. You're buying Nintendo Switch for your Pokemon games, for your Zelda games, for your Splatoons, for your Marios.
We live in a third-party world, so if you have a console, unless you are nerds that make podcasts on the internet about video games, you're going to have a PlayStation or an Xbox, and then your secondary console, your alternative one, will be a Switch. For the majority of people, obviously not everyone, lots of people have both consoles and a Switch and a PC or whatever, but for the majority of people, it's, I'm going to have a console.
Yeah.
Why would I spend 400 quid on another console when I can just get most games on my Xbox or on my PlayStation? But my Switch I can take with me when I go on holiday or whatever.
I carry mine is in my bag. I don't turn it on, because I don't want to ruin the battery in case I do actually want to play it at some point if I'm out and about. But I take it everywhere with me. If I've got my backpack on, this is definitely a sign for you to rob me. If I've got my backpack on, I've got my Switch on me. I carry it everywhere with me, whether or not I'm going out with the boy, when I'm going out with Samantha or whatever. If we get stuck somewhere, I've got my Switch, blah, blah, blah. It's always with me. It's never turned on because I don't want to ruin the battery. I turn it on as and when I need to. But I still subscribe to Nintendo Switch every single month, despite never playing any of the Sega Mega Drive games or the
Do you need
NES
Nintendo Switch Online to play Fortnite online?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, because that's the only game I've played in the last 12 months online, and it was when I was trying to finish off the Fortnite season pass at the end of last season.
So you're not playing Mario Kart Online, you're not playing Splatoon Online, you're not playing...
I don't think I've ever played my Switch online. I've played, like, when I'm playing the Switch, it's usually when I'm I can't get online. I'm on a plane going to Argentina or whatever, so I'm going to be in there for hours. Okay, well, let's start my Pokemon save, which doesn't fucking save, and has to start it again, the exact same journey, exact same thing on the journey back. Some reason I saved it and it just didn't save. It was like it was early. It was like day one of Pokemon. Right. It was the Let's Go Pikachu, like the Pokemon Go sort of crossover kind of thing. And
did you get Eevee or Pikachu?
Pikachu. Yeah. So yeah, I did the starty bit and then went back in, thought I'd continue when I was coming back, and it was like, do you want to continue where it's left off? Nice. And it was right back at the beginning, and I was like, 8 hours I was on this fucking flight, and now I've got to do the exact same thing for 8 hours again. But I had no else to do because I was, I'll just continue. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and smash Brock in his teeth, mate. But yeah, didn't. Fucking it. Okay, jump back up. Stadia is cheap. Show you, mate. He says after just throwing down a sub. Oh no!
I wonder if you can actually still buy Stadia. They're still actively selling it.
I think it was something like you can still buy stuff until January or something. Maybe not. Maybe they'd stopped it, but then they'll do refunds in January. I'm not quite sure. EA is only $19.99 a year, though, to be fair. It's an absolute bargain, honestly. I know you don't get everything day and date like you do on Xbox Game Pass. You don't get access to FIFA 23 until it's pretty much dead. Until everyone that's going to buy that game has bought it, that's when they put it on for free. Because they want to make money, obviously they do. And they only made 356 million on EA Play. But if they put other games on that, like the FIFAs and stuff, they would earn so much more because people would subscribe to that to get FIFA. But obviously they're earning shitloads of money from selling FIFA, so they're not at that point where they want to do that just yet. But it is. Just, if you want to play A Way Out, which is one of the best co-op, possibly the best co-op game that's been released ever. If not, it's definitely the best co-op game that's been released over the last 5-10 years. You want to play that game? You'll spend 20 quid just buying that game. You can buy your annual subscription to EA Play and finish that game in 6 hours, and then still have video games for another 364 and 3/4 of a day left, which is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So yeah, genuinely, it's great. If Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, EA Play is second best deal in gaming. Midnight Club is rubbish. Can we ban ACM ticks for life?
Unconfirmed.
I used to love Midnight Club. I mean, it's not. It
was amazing for PSP.
It's not Need for Speed Underground levels, but it's definitely up there. I need to visit my Animal Crossing friends, though. No, you don't. Baby saving money for his next Lambo.
Yeah, right.
Always. Fun games. Who said fun games? Was that you? Did you say fun games?
Maybe.
Also, Xbox have more affordable consoles, so paying for a year subscription when you can get a console is cheap if you buy a PS. The amount you spend on the console, less people want to buy the pass. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it also has negatives, though, that, like, if you get a cheap console and you've paid for a subscription to get access to all of these games, it does damage games. Like, we played Insurgency Sandstorm, we did a stream, we gave a couple of copies of the game away at launch, which was really good for us, because a lot of people we know wanted to play Insurgency Sandstorm, but we're all spoiled by Xbox Game Pass now. Why would we pay for this game when we get stuff for free on Game Pass? So it is great for users, but it's not necessarily great for all games.
Yeah. The deal when moving over to Game Pass has to be a substantially one. Like, most indie games probably want Xbox to come in and save them, come in and give them a brand partnership to be included in Game Pass, because they know with that money they can secure their studio for however long, and they can also maybe end up building a sequel for their game. Whereas if they're having to rely on people finding their game and then actually enjoying it enough to pay for it from the trailers or whatever that they provide, what would you rather have? Money up front that could make you survive for the year, or take a risk and try to make a profit yourself? It's a very difficult situation to be in.
Secure the bag, innit? A lot of them are just going to go, yeah, okay, we're probably not going to be Among Us and make bajillions. We'd be happy enough to make millions. I mean, no, we'd be ecstatic to make millions, but we can make hundreds of thousands guaranteed here. Okay, we'll do that one because we know it's going to work, kind of thing.
You'd hope that someone else on the PlayStation side of things won't pick it up for PlayStation Now or anything, but if people seeing it that they're playing it over on Xbox Game Pass that don't have an Xbox, they go, actually, I'll go and buy that, it's only £7. I'll be able to go and buy that, and the same with PC as well. So it swings and roundabouts, but I'd rather secure the bag.
Yeah. Can you confirm it's not switched on, please? What we're talking about there?
I don't know.
I say things and completely forget, Merc, so I don't know what we're about. Hot bag. I also don't know what we're talking about there either. Sure, Baby isn't from Yorkshire. Actually, switch in your bag. Can you confirm it's not switched on?
I can confirm that.
There you go. Confirmed. Nice. You did say the switch. See, there we go. It was the hot bag. That's the bit that got me. It's Bibby being from Yorkshire because save everything. Yeah. Much. That shut the store. They shut the store, refund in January. Okay.
I've just been on now, so obviously you can't actually buy any games on there. I didn't know if I thought, they'll just be getting rid of it. If they was to sell the controls for a tenner, fuck it, I'll buy one. Do you know what I mean? I'll get the Chromecast with it as well.
I wonder if we can get our money back for ours, because I'm pretty sure we bought ours.
Yeah, I bet we will.
£200. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I bet we will.
The best co-op game is Supermarket Sweep. Wrong co-op. Oh no. 12-ed. Hello, motherfuckers. He got his shirt today. He got his subathon tee today.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice. If I did see your message come through, but bit TMI for Twitch, I was having a pee when the message came through, because I put my phone on the windowsill, and you can see the phone from the windowsill, like, kind of thing, in the workplace urinal. So nice. There you go. Too much information, but there you go. If they're not going to be used, lithium batteries like the one in your Switch should be stored at half full, or it could damage the ions in the battery. That's why phones, laptops, and other battery powered devices come slightly charged. There you go. Also, FIFA 23 is not crossplay. What's that all about? It is. And it isn't. Not all of it is the quickest way to put it. Need to rotate games more, I feel. If you play the game and enjoy it, you will buy it. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. You're welcome. We don't want PS weirdos in our Pro Clubs lobbies anyway. You need us. I will get 2 refunds. Yay, me. So you were touching yourself while thinking about me.
No
confirmed, actually. I can't really argue that, because I was thinking about him while I was touching myself. So yes, there you go.
So we're at 1:13. We think we've got enough for one news story.
Okay, we will jump in to this story. So we did have a story about Square Enix Montreal changing its name. Spoilers, they did change their name to Onoma. So there you go. If that's a news story that's needed tomorrow, we'll jump into that. I can tell you the gist of it though, because I saw it. Onoma is Greek for name, and it's a word that you can say in both English and French pretty easily. And they're based in Montreal, which is French Canadian, which is English and French speaking. So they went for Onoma. There you go. Nice. But
Geography
instead of that,
Graham.
You were?
Geography with Graham.
Yeah, it was. I read the article earlier. This one, nice. This, though, isn't about Square Enix Montreal changing its name. This is about Twitch, that have responded to controversial revenue split, saying 70/30 is not viable in the long term, also working to improve intrusive ad experience. Yeah, that intrusive ad experience that David gets when he's a paying sub to the channel but still gets adverts on our content. Great.
Really?
Great. Yeah, it's happened to him like a couple of times over the last month. So Twitch has responded to its controversial decision not to amend its revenue split for streamers. At present, that split is 50-50 between Twitch and streamers, unlike key competition like YouTube that favours streamers with a 70/30 split. In a lengthy blog post last month, Twitch explained why it won't be amending this. Then, at TwitchCon San Diego during the Patch Notes live stream, Twitch addressed the issue once again. Twitch's chief monetization officer, Mike Minton, imagine Minton. It's like...
Magic Mike.
No, but Minton, and you're the monetization guy. That's like perfect name. It's like Arsene Wenger being the Arsenal manager.
Yeah.
So Mike Minton was asked to Minton obviously was asked to respond to streamers upset by the news. Quote: "The important thing for me is that me and my teams are 100% focused on improving your ability to make income," he said. "At the end of the day, we're setting a framework for the long term so that you can all keep earning as long as possible, and the next generation of streamers can have that same opportunity." Regarding the split specifically, he said, quote, "We did look at all possible options. Could we do it? Could we offer 70/30 widely and broadly? And the answer is no. It simply is not viable for Twitch in the long term," end quote. He added that many streamers presume Amazon, the owner of Twitch, can step in, but, quote, "The thing to understand here is that Amazon expects Twitch to be able to thrive financially as an independent, sustainable business." He surmised, "We recognize we're in this together. You all have the hard job of creating amazing, engaging content," thanks mate, "building communities, keeping your community safe, and our job is to build the tools that allow you to do that while making more money. The other factor within that is the cost of live streaming. It's simply an expensive endeavor to deliver high definition, low latency, globally available video around the internet. That's our partnership." When asked how streamers are expected to earn more money without a higher revenue split, Minton highlighted other tools which Twitch has implemented for streamers to make money. That includes subscriptions through Amazon Prime, gifted subs, hype trains, and ad incentive programs. Speaking of advertisements, Minton was also questioning the prevalence of ads on the platform and how the experience can be improved, which is a major issue on the platform at present. Quote: "Poorly timed ads can be a bad experience," he admitted. "Nobody wants to miss out on the action. Nobody wants to have an ad get in the way of finding a new streamer. We fully appreciate the bad ad experience is good for nobody. But it is also true that many streamers rely on ads as a predictable, meaningful source of their income from Twitch." Quote: "He estimates that when streamers regularly hit over 80 concurrent viewers, ad revenue becomes 20 to 25% of total revenue earned on the platform." Okay, they're working to change stuff. We don't need to read the last couple of paragraphs. We get the idea. Twitch is stuck on 50/50. They won't move to 70/30. They can't afford to go to 70/30, not if they want Twitch to be a viable platform on its own. What are your thoughts, babe?
There is obviously exceptions to this. I can't see some of the world's most recognised and known streamers who've signed exclusive deals. I don't know if they're still doing that, but we have obviously had previous where people have signed exclusive deals over on Twitch. I don't think that they're getting 50/50. And in my opinion, why should they? If you are the face of a streaming platform and you as someone who wants to have an aspiring streaming career, you might not be hitting 15,000 viewers every single week, but like using the two time as an example, I watch your streams and think I'd fucking love to do something like that, and then I try it. Or we have Kind of Funny, for instance. They get like 500 people watching them every single day. Obviously, we take inspiration from them. If when it comes down to being the face of something, you are probably in the right position to be able to try and not bend the rules, but to have special treatment, shall we say. The 50/50 split is a difficult one, because without each other, they both can't thrive. Without Twitch, people wouldn't be able to stream on Twitch. It's as simple as that. Without people streaming on Twitch, Twitch would not be able to thrive. They wouldn't be able to have people. They won't be able to move forward. They won't be able to make revenue. They won't be able to have people actively going on their website and watching people stream. You can't have one without the other. But there is other options out there at the moment that which seem viable. There's people who, not in the ICU community, but we are aware of, that content creators that we've ever worked with, that we've talked to frequently, that are pondering decisions on whether or not to move away from Twitch because they feel like YouTube is a more viable option at this moment in time. There is some people who have moved from Twitch that went to Mixer to secure the bag, which ended up keeping the bag because they ended up closing it down at the same time and moving back over to Twitch.
Baby. oh, I'll move over here. Is it okay?
Has it gone tits up again? I bet it's gone tits up again or something. I'm not too sure. But anyway, I'll continue.
I'll mute mine just in case.
The 50-50 split, I don't necessarily think it's the fairest, but I think it's the most viable for the long-term future of what Twitch is. Annoying as it is, because obviously we all want more money. People will feel like the amount of work that they're doing, they probably feel entitled to it. And in a lot of cases, they absolutely probably do. But it's one of those, do we end up rocking the boat enough where we end up taking, like what Mixer did, they paid way too much money for some of the best talent in the world to then not have enough pulling power to bring people over to watch the content on that website every single minute of every single day, because that's what Twitch is. You can go onto Twitch at any given point throughout the day and have something to watch, whether or not it's someone playing a musical instrument, whether or not it's someone playing video games, whether or not it's someone doing some drawing stuff, whether or not it's people throwing fucking whether they're playing disc golf or whatever it is that you want to watch. There is always something on Twitch. Going right down the middle, I feel like that is probably it's beneficial to both parties. It is annoying in some cases where you do feel like you probably deserve a little bit more from that. And if that's the case, then a brand deal elsewhere might be the perfect decision for you. Securing the bag and then having a little bit less watching, because like when Ninja moved over, his watch base completely plummeted. And I don't think that's not a horrible thing to say. I'm fairly certain he would have known that himself, but the fact of the matter is he ended up securing that bag for 2 years to set himself up for loss of revenue from people donating and watching versus having that money in front of us. It's the same situation that we mentioned before about indie games and stuff. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. I do think that they probably could have done with like a 55-60% split, but 70-30, is it viable? I don't know. We're not their accountants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Mixer was mentioned in the chat. Like, SheePU says, if you're not happy with the 50-50 split, you can move to another platform. And then he also said, look at Mixer, how they were giving more payments and ways to earn money, and they failed. I feel that's slightly two different things. Like, you can move to another platform, but there is... How do we put it? It's not monopoly, but the market is kind of monopolistic in the fact that you look at the stats for channel growth for live streamed content, and YouTube offers you 70-30. It gives you a better split, and there is Trovo, DLive, Caffeine, other platforms out there where you can go and stream as well as YouTube and beyond. But none of them ever get anywhere near the numbers that Twitch does in terms of massive, always on, room to expand market share, and Twitch gets bigger and further ahead every year. So in that sense, there are other platforms, but you are working in a much smaller pond. You don't have you'll be a little fish in a little pond. Yes, there is a much bigger pond here, and but the thing is, Mixer did throw a lot of money at people, and Mixer did fail, but not because they were paying too much. I mean, that will have been part of it, but that wasn't so much the problem. The problem was their pond was too small. Like, they only had a certain number of content creators and more crucially, a certain number of viewers, and even more crucially, a certain number of viewers that were paying enough for the system to be active. And that's where Twitch has the benefit. It has significantly more live viewers that will throw down enough money to keep the service active for both the creator and the platform provider. And there is this awkward situation where I do believe Twitch, I do believe that they if they went to a 70-30 split, they wouldn't earn enough money, and they would be going, Amazon, actually, we're taking money off you right now. And Amazon would be like, okay, we can afford to pay your shortcomings because we're Amazon. We can afford to pay fucking anything. But we're also Amazon. The reason we're Amazon is because we don't pay for shortcomings. We get rid of the stuff that loses money and just make money. And Twitch, if you're losing money, you're not really a service that we want. So I understand that. The only thing, the issue for me comes from the fact that Amazon can afford to go, do you know what, we're going to look at ad revenue. We're going to look at trying to change like the way that ads roll and trying to make them be less intrusive, which will help with viewership, which will mean more people can run ads, which means more people can get paid more often, more regularly. But because of the situation that they're in, Twitch are going, do you know what? We'll take 20% back off you. Rather than giving you 70%, we'll only give you 50% and we'll take 50 as well, until we figure that out. Whereas like other businesses, other industries wouldn't have had that security of being able to do that. They'd be like, okay, we're going to take more money off you. And it's like, okay, well, we're going to stop working. We're not going to use your system. But Twitch has the luxury of being able to go, there's not really much else you can do whilst we take this 50% and then figure out other ways. Like when we covered it the other day, that I can't remember his name, the dude from YouTube that no longer works at YouTube that says Twitch isn't actively monetizing its VOD content, its video on demand stuff, to make sure that streamers can have constant. So like we stream through the day, not everyone can watch this. If our VOD stuff was well monetized, well used, and give people incentives, and we had alerts, and we could have it in like the sub boxes on YouTube that make, oh, you missed the Ice Cream Uploads podcast, it's here, boom, like that. And then we get good ad revenue stuff off that, then that means we get paid more for our content, even when we're not on stream. That's where the people from YouTube side of things are going, that's where you should be putting the money in adverts and stuff in like that. But so yeah, for me, the fact that they are taking 50-50, I get it. I understand they need to make money as a business, but they're also taking a little bit of the piss, because they could have just gone, actually, do you know what? We will keep you with the 70%. We'll only take 30%. And that should incentivize us to want to find better ways to make the system make money. Because if we're not earning enough, we want to work hard to make it is. Whereas at the moment right now, it's like, well, rather than us working hard, we will just take a little bit off you to make it fine for us. And that's where I think the rub is for me.
Well, if we don't know, we'll never know Twitch's finances, unfortunately. We're never going to find out whether or not how much profit they've ended up making and stuff like that, which obviously then becomes a problem. If they was to prolong the 70-30 split for 2 years, would they end up running at a loss?
I mean, I would imagine so, just based off of their stats in there. Could we do it? Could we offer 70-30 widely and broadly? The answer is no. It's simply not viable in the long term.
No reason why?
Yeah, just we can't. Yeah, because it's expensive.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if your favorite content creators have a different way of being able to monetize their content, either maybe not through subs, what I would suggest for these people is, if they want to be able to support their content creators, get Twitch Turbo, because they don't have ads that way, and then either find a way of being, if they have a PayPal or a donation or a Ko-fi or something like that, something that Twitch can't intercept. Obviously, those circumstances are PayPal, after a certain amount, will take some money off you when you deposit into your own account. Ko-fi, I don't know if that ends up taking some money off. There is, every single time that you want to be able to donate to someone or give money to them, unless it's going directly into their bank, then it's probably going to get scalped or get the cream getting skimmed off the top. It's always going to happen, but to a degree where 50% of it probably is quite extreme.
It is. I feel like it is. I get that it's a system that Twitch is providing and putting on, and there are other systems, but the system wouldn't exist without the creators, and the system isn't as successful as it is because of Twitch. It's because of the creators on the platform. Like, Twitch was great before Amazon even got anywhere near it, and that was because it was pushing the boundaries with content and enabling creators to do what creators wanted to do. The reason things like subscriptions and stuff happen and exist on Twitch is because creators like Sacriel used to do that stuff in Excel spreadsheets, and he had his own strategy for how to make someone be a 3-month, a 4-month, a 5-month. Other people did that, and then Twitch incorporated it into it. So Twitch is Twitch because of the creators. So for me, the idea of, there's somewhere else if you don't like it. It's like, yeah, but what about all the time and effort and stuff that we've put into building the platform, let alone my actual reach and my viewership and my community within that platform? What about all the people that have, I was trying to look at the feeds. So Merc subbed for 5 months. So there we go. Merck's lost his 5-month subscription because I go and stream on YouTube. And even if he does come over, he gets a 1 month and he gets to start again. That's punishing your viewer base because I want to chase a better revenue split for me, which is putting my problems onto theirs and stuff. But
yeah, it's a difficult one to try and navigate, and it's one that I don't think it's ever going to change. I think obviously if Twitch are, from Twitch's standpoint, they're going, but we know we're getting this money every single month. We know that we're taking 50% of everyone, barring the few people who are the exception that are the face of this platform. Why would we want to chip? Why would we want to dig ourselves out of money? Why would we want to do that? So I can understand it from their standpoint. They will always throw the fact that they have to run the show, essentially. Without Twitch now, where would we be? On YouTube? We'd be finding a different place.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'd be at a different home. All that stuff goes onto YouTube anyway, this podcast and stuff.
I get that. Like, in terms of why would we just suddenly throw an extra 20% of the split at you rather than keeping it for ourselves? I understand that more than the other way that they've gone.
No, I haven't.
What's that? Bibby's moved his mic.
My mic moving it like that wouldn't do it. I think something's going on with the PC.
So we've
shit itself again.
When you were ignoring us on your call, Tito, I also did something video. You probably didn't see it because you've not mentioned it, but I did something earlier on. Nice. The mic shit itself, so we think that's probably balked something. So we just have to keep hot micing it and unmuting to try and fix it. But yeah, them not moving to 70%, it's a bit of a shit. I feel like they should do, just to show that they're in it for the industry and the creation and the journey, not just the profit. I get it, they might not be able to afford it, so okay, that I understand, but I don't like them going the other way. Creators that have long been on a 70-30 split, the massive creators that have helped create Twitch and make it what it is, your Summits, your XQCs, even TSM Breaks on a 70-30 split. Anyone that earns over $100,000 instantly gets 20% whopped off their wage. And people go, yeah, but they're earning fucking shitloads of money. They can pay for it. So is Twitch. But like, let's say Summit 1G earns $1,100,000. He has instantly just lost $200,000 over the course of a year because
sickening.
Yeah, just because it's like, yeah, but we're going to try and pay more in ads and stuff. Okay, great, but he's literally just earned $1 million for the platform. You've earned hundreds of thousands of dollars off of him from the split, but you've just taken an extra 200,000 more off of it there. So, yikes. Anyway, we'll start to wrap things up. It's a difficult conversation. I do actually, from a business standpoint, I do actually agree with Twitch that they want to make sure that they can't just leech off their parent, because that doesn't work. Things will eventually get squashed, and it doesn't happen instantly, but Amazon will find ways of, we'd like to do that for Twitch, but we're not going to do that. TwitchCon isn't that great. You know, we lost a bit of money, so we'll just chisel TwitchCon down a bit, which we already know TwitchCon was a little bit of a disaster this time. So you'll just see a general attrition. We'll become a Tory streaming platform. We'll live in austerity. We'll have things taken away from us, and nobody wants to see that. So I get that Twitch want to make it in a way that it can properly thrive on its own. I feel like them having the ability to take 20% off the largest earners on the platform is them a way of securing their comfort and their ongoing creation without having to put the pressure on themselves to find a way to make the platform better for everyone. It's taking from the rich and giving to the rich, but not really considering the poor in the process. But there we go. Someone half naked in a hot tub. Nice. Cold Crew exclusives, welcome in, dude.
What does it mean?
I did see you last night as well. I like that old guy, Papa Pixels, who dances. He cracks me up every single time. I don't know who that is. I see you hot tub stream when? That was earlier on, Tito. You missed it. Sorry.
Yes.
They're getting a better deal than if they were actors/sports agent. They're relying on fear of hand to start again on another platform to keep the split. Of Nothing is a good chunk of... no. I'm confused. Of Nothing is a good chunk of nothing. 70-30 of Nothing is still... Oh, okay. Did they come through in the wrong order for us? 70-30 of Nothing is still...
Nothing.
Nice. Russell Brand just moved to Rumble, didn't he? His studio is Expensivo. He was on YouTube.
I don't know what Rumble is.
It's another platform, but that was a different conversation altogether. It wasn't about the 70-30 because he was on 70-30 because he was on YouTube. He moved because YouTube silenced him.
Right, okay.
So he revolted. I like and also don't listen to Russell Brand in equal amounts. I love Russell Brand's content. I just some of it is just like it feels like soapbox and moral panic stuff.
I just want to see him act. Get him to the Greek. Fantastic film. Yeah, Sarah Marshall. Fantastic film.
I love watching him in interviews. Like this. Whenever he's been on what's it called? Sunday kitchen or some Saturday kitchen, whatever, the thing that Tim Lovejoy went to. Like, he'd be sat there and he'd be like, okay, anyway, Russell, we're out of time. And then he'll jump to the camera, and any other guest in the studio will be like, oh, that's shut up, baby, because we're going to go to an ad break. So you'd sit there and go, okay. But Russell Brand goes, we're not out of time. Time is constant. Time is infinite. We have all the time. And you can see Tim Lovejoy going, shut the fuck up. And it's stuff like that where I think is really cool, because he understands and fully knows how to bend the constructs of social conversations, which is genius stuff. But then sometimes he just gets on his soapbox, and a lot of his soapboxy stuff is him using really long words that just don't need to be there, because that's just what Russell Brand does. And I think, do something funny now. But yeah, there you go. Tin hat moment. Mixer was a Google platform, hence it was canned. Hashtag killed by Google. Fucking great stuff. Then they know that they're so big at the moment, they don't need to give more than 50-50. Do you know what? Maybe, but I feel they would have to be oblivious to know that they are that big, but they're also walking a tightrope right now. Twitch is not in a great place with its reputation, with its entire creator base. Baby's moved his mic again. Echo. I love whatever you did, prick. Yeah. It involved a bag of chestnuts. It did. Big bag of chestnuts. I saw he's fondling what looked like testicles. He's not fondling mine. No, to be fair, it was like that rather than... Nice. Could be something to do with that collection of feral mice in the middle. Good point. Nice. I was like, what? Genuine POV. I see a time where Twitch will hide Ultra HD behind premium subs, Turbo, like YouTube is for 4K. I mean, I can see stuff like that coming. I mean, it happens with other platforms. Sky will charge you for SD to HD, and then from HD to UHD. It's not quite full 4K, I think, or maybe it is through Sky. I don't know.
I think they've made SD worse.
Yeah, to make you want to go up. It's like when you go into it. I remember Toby, who used to be part of the ice cream team, is dead now, but not dead, just ice cream dead. He used to work in Curry's, and he used to say, like, you'd get those people and you put the TV side by side, and this is the one that you want to buy. And he said all they'd do is like crank all of the settings up on one and crank them all down on the other to make it look shit. Oh, this is standard definition versus this high definition. I kind of feel like they've done that a little bit. Yeah.
I tried watching Sky Sports News the other day. It was just dead fuzzy. It might be because I've got a bigger TV.
But Bibby's watching like 12p on like a 50-inch.
Yeah, well, it's like...
inside the back of his Lambo,
but
obviously.
A 10-month-old child is massively into Wiggle Piggle now. So I remember watching that 16 years ago with my brother, who was the same age back then. And I'm like, don't remember it looking this shit. Like, it looks dead grainy.
No. Call Crew the Goats. Let's go. Russell Brand is revolting. True fact. He's a complete dick. How Twitch counts its split. 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, 2 for me. 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me.
Confusing with numbers.
I only know that because it's like old school, like cartoony joke sort of stuff. I've seen it on a few things. I'm a socialist and should side with Brand, but he's a dick. Just uses flowery language to try and come across better than everyone else. No, I agree with the general sentiment of that. He does have a good studio. I want his neon sign. I mean, I've got a neon sign, so fuck that guy. I had mine first. Sucker! On that bombshell, we are done. Thank you, everyone that has joined us for these stories today. We can give you a little bit of a recap. We started off by talking about a brand new Xbox device, maybe, probably, possibly not. Who knows? It could have been an Xbox Game Pass streaming box that was on Phil Spencer's shelf. That's where we kicked things off. We then talked about Xbox Game Pass being, well, confirmed as badass. $2.9 billion in revenue over the last 12 months. That's a big, big figure. Almost 3 times as much as Nintendo Online and EA Play combined. But is it enough to make it purely profitable? We don't know. We don't have those figures. And then we finished up by talking about Twitch responding to the fact that it can't afford to pay its creators properly. That's not what it said. That's what it said. That's what you will get if you just take the headlines and don't read the nuances. I do believe it is difficult for Twitch, but it is what it is. We will pin things there. We'll pick things up tomorrow. We might be talking about Square Enix Montreal changing its name to Enoma.
They've changed the name, Graham.
Have they?
To Enema.
Oh, nice. We might be talking about that, but we might not, because we've talked about that briefly today. It depends. If there's a lot of news, we won't talk about that, because we'll talk about the new news. But if not, we'll talk about the old news. It's fine. No. Xbox boss. Nice. Code red. Ice cream upload sign is better. I agree. Nice. We are going to disappear. Stick around. We're going to drop a raid on one of our friends. Hopefully we can find someone that's in one of the trading lobbies. looking at you, Code Red.
Lol.
Lol. We laughed. This is the part where we throw our head back and laugh. So yes, do feel free to stick around for the raid. You will get 250 sprinkles, and we can help someone else out with their little streaming journey, which is beautiful. And if we all go over, then that's a bunch of people that helps towards someone's viewership figures. And if they get 80 viewers or more, then they can live with 20% of their revenue from Twitch ads. So it's a great reason for us all to get going over there. But before that happens, Mr. Pip, anything you want to add?
Yeah, take a breath, please.
Nice.
Thank you very much for each and every one of you that have joined us for this hour and 40 episode of The Scoop today. Crikey. We'll get this rendered out onto all of your favourite podcast
in
services.
the next 6 weeks.
Which brings me on to, if you do want to help shape the remaining 3 shows this week, there is two ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternative, get involved with our Discord. If you're watching this on any of our on-demand services, go to the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there below. But all we need from you is URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time? Tomorrow. Instagram Day.
10 a.m.
Ish.
10 a.m.-ish. We'll be back tomorrow. We do work in the video games industry, as we mentioned. It's a busy old season from August to December. Well, it's not even that. It's usually like, it used to be August to September, October, November-ish, and then things would cool down in December. But now it's usually like from August until April, and then we get that little pocket of busyness there, and then it's August again. So yeah, so basically we're busy all the time now. Nice. Great. That's funny stuff, man. What was me not taking a breath, or me telling about helping other people with a view? I don't know. Good information today. Well, do you know what? Thank you, Mr. Demos. Appreciate you being around, dude. Nacho is having a long walk tonight. Yeah, if he looks absolutely shattered on tomorrow's stream, then you know why. Sorry, Nacho.
I'm just seeing Code Red said, "Hang on, let me get my stream on." Is that genuine?
I think that was me saying, like, we're going to pass on a raid. We need to find someone who's in the lobby. So I think he was going.
Okay.
I was obviously.
I saw the joke, but I genuinely thought he was being genuine that he was also going to put it on as well. Okay, fine. Fuck you then. We won't send you our raid our way then.
No, we're sitting in out waiting for Code Red to go live. This is just the way it is. Sorry. Mr. Demos gifting a tier 1 sub to Is. Oh, nice.
Legend.
Thank you very much for the first ever gifty in the channel. You were all here to see it. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Demos. You absolute hero. It was a little joke. Nice. So yeah, stick around. We are going to raid one of our friends. But that's it from us. Until 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow, we'll be back. Don't forget, it's a double stream day. We will have some PUBG tomorrow evening, so you can join me for that too. 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow for the scoop. Until then,
stay frosty.